and welcome to What's Your Story? I'm your host, James Ransom Reed Jr. We have a very special guest tonight. We have Susie Woerz. She is the Executive Director of the Plainville Community Food Center. Yeah, make sure you got that one right, Jim, and I did. We are going to have a great conversation today about a serious subject. I know that with Thanksgiving over with, people might think that the need has somewhat diminished. Absolutely not true. That's why Susie has agreed to come here tonight and talk with us and explain to us how difficult it has been to operate in the midst of COVID and how the need continually increases for people who are not quite as fortunate as some of us are. So Susie, welcome to the show.
As always, thanks for having me.
Not a problem. It's your baby. What do you want to talk about tonight, Susie? Tell us.
I want to talk about the Plainville Food Pantry, and like everybody else, we had to change the way we had to do things. And I'm very proud of my staff, my volunteers. We didn't skip a beat during this pandemic. We still are not skipping a beat. We were able to do everything that we've done in the past, whether it was the Easter baskets, holiday basket, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Secret Santa. I mean, we didn't have people adopt the kids this last year. What we did was we collected gift cards to give to the parents, to give to the children, or buy their presents they were asking for, only because we didn't want a lot of traffic in our building. We were operating as no public access. We were still open the whole time. But we did open the doors in June, and we're re-looking at everything because we all know that it's all going back up percentage-wise for the COVID. So I think we've done an amazing job. I think our community has over-welcomed with what they did for us. I mean, we really, really appreciate our community. Without them and my staff and volunteers, we would not be successful as we are.
Susie, how long have you been doing the job at the Plainville Community?
I'm on my 33rd year.
33 years of doing that.
Yes,
Could you tell our audience a little bit about what inspired you to get involved with that?
Well, it was 1988, I believe.
Yes.
No. Well, 33 years ago, let's say it that way.
All right, okay.
My pastor asked me if I wanted to apply for the job, and I didn't know anything about running a food pantry. So they interviewed me with a few other people, and they asked me a question: what would I do if I was locking the door and someone came for food? And I said I would open the door. I mean, this is what we're here for. So I did get the job. I was part-time. It was 9 to 12 hours a week, 9 a day. And then we were able to write grants for me to go full-time because I realized that that was not enough time for me to get my job done. So then they made me full-time, which was great. Back then, I was in Linden Street School in the cellar, in the basement. And then we moved to Our Lady Mercy Church. I was there for 10 years. We were able to write a state grant to buy the property, build the building. It's a 5,000 square foot building. And, it's all renovated. Everything in the building and the building was donated, we were really lucky for that. And then about 4 years ago, we wrote another grant to become energy efficiency. So we did get that. We got new windows, doors. They gave us a new driveway, new catch basin. I have solar panels on our roof. We have about 100 panels. We're actually selling that back and getting some money back for that. I know my summer bill in August would be almost over $1,000, where now it's maybe $200 or $300. So we're saving a lot of money on that investment that the state invested in us.
Susie, what would happen if you had to close your doors and you weren't there?
It would continue to run. My volunteers, my staff.
I mean if the pantry itself was shut down, if it wasn't there anymore, what would happen to the people who come and need help? Where would they go?
I don't know, because, we have other food pantries in the area, but a lot of them are just for the area that you live in, like us. I mean, we only serve Plainville individuals in need, because if we opened up to other towns, I mean, we wouldn't be able to support what we would need. And our Plainville community, they always said, there's nothing plain about Plainville. And they're very giving, they take care of their own, and they make my job easier by supporting us, because it's a lot of work to maintain a building and keep people that are in need have a better quality of life.
Would you please explain to the viewing audience step by step and take us through how, say, I would get it, I'm a Plainville resident, let's say, and I need help, and I come to you, or what happens after I make my initial contact with you? What happens after that?
First of all, when a person comes into the food pantry, they really don't want to be there.
Why is that? Why do you think that is?
Because they just don't feel like they want to be there. They just feel that someone else is worse off than they are. And I tell our people, that's what we're there for. We're there to help you get back to a normal life or self-sufficiency. We're there to help them help themselves. You know, people that come in, like I said, they don't want to be there, and they won't take something because they think someone else could need it more than them, which is not true. That's what we're there for. And we want to treat them with dignity, respect, and we want them to feel part of the family, because at the pantry, we feel like we're family. The staff, volunteers, I mean, we have a stressful job. We all get through it, but we all understand how it is to have people come in that are in need.
Okay, so I've made the initial contact. How does the ball start rolling? What qualifies me in addition to being a Plainfield resident?
First of all,
I'm saying Plainville,
yeah,
excuse me.
we used to do a bigger certification, but because of COVID, we're doing, it's called a soft application. They need to prove that they're Plainville.
And how do you do that? How do you prove you're a Plainville resident?
By mail. If you have children in school, you can get a referral. The social services in Plainville can refer them. You know, if you're in Plainville, you know, just be referred by someone or stop by us, our place, and we will give you the application. We are going to ask them to prove that they are Plainville, whether it's a piece of mail or, you know, something to let us know. If you have a lease or a mortgage, that has your name and address on it. So, and it's all by income and expense. So we're going to look at that, and we take that in as income and expenses, and what do you have at the end of the month after you pay your basic needs.
Yeah.
And to be honest, there's a lot of people that are living on maybe $1,200 a month, if not a little less. So you think about it, you know, those that are coming for help are low-income working poor, maybe disabled, unemployment, someone's not working, maybe there was a death in the family that was bringing in all the money. So we look at a lot of things. We also used to do a bigger application, because that way I know where to send them. I don't want to send them on a wild goose chase, because they're already in, you know, spinning their wheels. I don't want to spin them even more for them.
Yeah, sure.
So I will tell them what they need to do, where they need to go. Energy assistance, they should all be looking at HRA now, because they're making appointments and you may not get one in time to get assistance because there's a cutoff date. And if you wait too long, now, you know, you're not going to be seen until January, February, maybe even March. So get going and get yourself coded hardship. Work with Eversource, either with the gas or your light bill. Work with them. You know, there's a lot of different programs out there that are helping people.
So how is your operation run? Is it like a supermarket? Do I come myself and shop through there, or is a bag put together for me? How does that work?
It's all by client choice. And because of the pandemic, what we did was we had a menu that our folks would call us, and we would go over the menu with them, and then whatever we had as specials, it could have been we had an abundance of something, we would let them know if they would like it. I've been buying certain things that are on sale for them just to give them a little bit of a variety. But they would call with the menu, and then in June we actually open the doors. We have people wear a mask. We want to make sure they got their shots.
Yes.
We take temperatures. We clean everything. And for donation-wise, we ask people to just come in, let us know. We'll have you go to the side door, and you can leave your donation. The one thing that bothered me about that process was it wasn't, when somebody would come, they would call us and let us know they're out there. They would put it in a carriage, and we weren't really being like, thank you for your donation. I didn't feel it was I just didn't feel right doing it that way.
Yes.
So we did open the door now, and we just want to make sure that anyone that has donated in the last year and a half, I apologize if you didn't get a thank you, if you didn't get a thank you letter from us. Because of those folks that donated, we were very, very lucky to have what we had because people were very generous through this pandemic.
Talk about your storage area. How much food can you hold? Do you have refrigeration facilities? Explain the inner workings of that.
Right now, we are doing well with food. However, we had the 2 holidays. I didn't do the food drive at Nazzo's, and there's another apology to my people of Plainville because everyone was wondering, where's the truck? How come the truck's not here? The reason the truck wasn't there at Thanksgiving time was because, not so much COVID, it's because at the end of this year, I have to take a personal inventory of everything in the food pantry. So if I brought in 9,000 pounds of food that's not sorted, there's no way I could do the inventory.
Yes, yes.
So we're doing the inventory December 20th and the 21st. And shortly before that, I'm going to be doing a food drive right after we do the inventory.
And how long will the food drive run?
It's only going to go for a couple days, only because the timing is not right. It's colder. I don't want the food to freeze.
Yeah, yeah.
So the things we'll be asking for are going to be the things that I've been buying. So
what kinds of food items do you have in your pantry?
we have pretty much everything that anyone needs. And don't forget that what we don't have, the folks have food stamps. So what they don't get at the food pantry, they can then buy it with their food stamps. The only thing that they cannot buy with food stamps is something you cannot eat. That would be your soaps, your toothpaste, your toilet paper, your paper towels, things that you cannot eat, you cannot buy with food stamps. So we make sure we always have that at the food pantry.
Do you direct people to get, say it's winter time, people may need coats, people may need hats, gloves, shoes. Do you direct people to places for that? Or
We have clothing. We actually stopped taking it now because this is our busy season, and I really don't have the volunteers to sort it either. So we're asking everybody to hold off for a little bit. But we do have coats and we do have clothing. We were going to open up for clothing, but now with this spike of the pandemic coming back, we're not sure how we're going to handle that. But if there is someone in Plainville that is in need for a coat, their child or themselves, they can call us and we can take care of them.
you just said a very important thing. You said, we don't have enough volunteers to help out. Are you actively recruiting volunteers now to step up?
I have some new volunteers now. I'm holding off on volunteers only because of the pandemic and our ages at the food pantry. We're all older. So we have probably 5 new volunteers that we're training now, but I will be looking for volunteers probably in the spring But if anybody wants to come and take a tour, we'd be happy to give them a tour. We just want to make sure people are vaccinated coming into the building.
Okay. So, yeah, that's a good point. If you're going to come to volunteer, you need to have your shots. And you need to present proof of that.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes. I mean, we're all older over there. We want to protect everybody. We want to protect our clients. I've had the building sanitized several times.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I've got to call them and I'm going to have them do it again, maybe this weekend or next weekend. You know, we've taken a lot of precaution, and like I said, we didn't skip a beat, and I'm very proud of everybody for that, because it took a lot for everybody to fix the way we were doing it. I mean, holiday baskets, they would pull in, we would get their groceries, put it in their trunk, and they left. We didn't have everybody come through the building because we felt we were safer to do it that way. And it worked out, and we may stay doing it that way because it works so well.
Susie, talk to me about numbers. You have an increase in the need, or is the need decreasing? What's going on with that?
Right now, our numbers are steady. We're at probably 138 families right now, and that's climbing. I think we picked up 4 yesterday because of the holidays.
What constitutes a family?
A husband, wife, children, mother, father with children, that's a family.
Single parent?
Single parent, yeah. And you have the elderly, single individuals that are in need as well, so.
When you think about the people who come to you, you said earlier they don't really want to be there because they think they're taking something away from somebody else.
Yeah.
I would imagine, Susie, in your 33 years, that you have seen people from every walk of life find themselves in need of food.
Yes.
Is that true or false?
That's true. A couple stories that I always like to tell is the man that came in, he's a single dad. He worked in a construction job. He was getting laid off, and he came into my office and he threw his checkbook on my desk and said, I could write a check, it's going to bounce. I don't know what to do. I don't have a job now. And we've been eating popcorn and blankets because we don't have heat. And I just said, don't worry, I will help you. So I helped him out. We gave him the holiday basket, and whatever else he needed, we were able to help him. We hooked him up with food stamps. He started getting unemployment. And he went off the program because he went back to work, and that Thanksgiving following, he brought in a turkey. So it's always a nice thing to see someone that was down and out and now back up on their feet, and they get back. I just think that's amazing.
Have you had many turnaround stories like that in 33 years where people who were there in need get back on their feet and then come back and help?
Oh, yeah, or volunteer.
Or volunteer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have people now that were on the program years ago. We just did our holiday giving letter, which people are being generous, and we appreciate that. I have somebody that was a client years ago just gave me the Pantry a nice donation, just to say thank you.
Oh my goodness.
And the letters that we get from our folks that are back up on their feet, you know, a single mom raising her children by herself, and she put herself through college. Her daughter's in college now. She's got a very nice job, and she actually thanked me because I worked with her for a while, but it was all about her. She did it. I just gave her the tools, and she did it. So I'm very proud of her.
Their stories touch you, Susie?
Yes. Yes. And I think that's what keeps me at my job, because you have somebody down and out and you see them get lifted up. It's just a nice feeling. It's worth $1 million. It's really worth $1 million. And I had a mom come in. Now, I've been at that job a long time, and you can get a little bit of thick skin.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And a mom came in, probably a toddler that just started walking. And I was like, she said, I have no food to feed my little girl. And I said, I will get you food. I'll give you emergency food. And that's what we will do. But they have to apply to the program. And we will do that, but they have to prove they're Plainville. You don't want anybody going hungry. So we gave her the food. The mom obviously cried. And when she walked away with the food and her baby, I broke down, because that had to be the worst feeling for that mom, to have to walk in and say, I have no food for my baby. So she's doing fine now. We're all set, and I was happy that she came to us.
You know, there are people who would say that people are in dire straits and tough situations because of their own self. And they just don't want to work, and yada, 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 and on and on and on. Mm-hmm. The fact of the matter is, but for the grace of God, there go I, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, any one of us at any moment could find ourselves caring for a parent, finances going that way, a major illness that you don't have medical coverage for. Mm-hmm. So I want to make it clear to my viewing audience tonight that Susie and people like her do what they do, not because they want to stand in judgment of people. That's easy to do. What's more difficult is finding out ways, as she so aptly put it, to lift people up, to raise people up, to care about people, not judge them, but help them. Mm-hmm. That's why I love having Susie and people like this on the show. That's what this show is all about. It's about letting you know that there's somebody there for you to help you when you need it most. Susie, why don't you tell the people where you are? I don't think we told them your location.
We're at 54 South Canal Street, Plainville, Connecticut. Our phone number is 860-747-1919. I'm at extension 11. So if you call and you want to talk to me, have them put you into my extension, and I will call you back.
Susie, how long can a person receive help from you? I mean, is there a time limit?
There's no time limit. It's always because people that are on fixed income will never be able to go work, or if they're on disability. So they could be a lifetime client at the food pantry, which that's what we're there for. And when you were saying helping those, it is helping those help themselves.
Yes.
We give them the tools. They have to figure out how to do what we're asking them to do to help them have a better quality of life.
What would you be saying, Susie, to people this blessed holiday season, the haves and the have-nots? What message would you, Susie Woerz, be giving to people out there?
I want to say thank you first, and then I want to say I hope everybody has a happy, healthy holiday season.
So you still taking donations?
We are taking donations, and please let us know that you're there. We will come out with a bin and say thank you. Again, it was very difficult to have people just dropping things off and not have a face-to-face thank you.
Any special items you need?
Always like the canned fruits for the kids, things, peanut butter jelly, canned spaghetti. The kids love that.
All right.
Pancake mix, pancake syrup, all the condiments.
Okay.
Individually wrapped toilet paper, paper towels, dish soap, all the things you can't buy with the food stamps.
Okay. Susie, thank you so much for being here. That's all the time we have for What's Your Story tonight. Everybody has a story. What's yours? I'm your host, James Ransom Reed Jr. Good night.